Christ. I see Christ in you. You my brother. Okay, hold up. Yeah, I see Christ in you.
I esteem all my bros to be better than me. Truth be told, truth be told, this is what we must do to avoid envy. Truth be told, truth be told, and blacks and Hispanics are family. Truth be told, truth be told, I just pray you see Christ when you see me. Truth be told, truth be told.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. You are now tuning into Truth Be Told DC, broadcasting live via listenvisionlive.com. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear the truth according to the Bible, hosted by IUIC DC. For music, clothing, and instruments of learning, visit originalroyalty.com and israelunite.org. Shalom.
Shalom, fam. Welcome back to Truth Be Told DC. I'm Officer Matthew, and to my right,
Officer Micah.
to my left,
Officer Daniel.
Officer Mendel.
So tonight is a heavy topic. Today's title of the show is "You Ain't Pro-Black Because You Don't Act." So what we're talking about is talking about how we got a lot of keyboard warriors on Facebook, a lot of virtue signal on Facebook. People always throwing out these memes, support this, support that, and all they do is click on the keyboard, but they don't vote and act with their dollars. So before we get that, let's get that John 8:32.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So the truth is, according to the Bible, is that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So let's open up with Deuteronomy 28:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments,
Right?
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So that was Moses speaking to the children of Israel in the wilderness. Get that in Deuteronomy 1:1, just in case, because they might think that's for everybody. So Moses was addressing a specific group of people, telling them if they obeyed the commandments, they would be on high. The Israelites would be on high above all nations. Get that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So that's the subject matter. Now go back to verse 28 and chapter 28:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So that was part of the stipulation. If we kept the commandments, we will be above all nations of the earth. Obviously, we failed to keep our end of the bargain. So let's get where we are currently at today.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And we can agree that curses are a bad thing. So let's get a couple of the curses.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
That's self-explanatory. We just go Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Compton,
Everywhere we live.
Oakland. Nobody want to live there. They are all hellholes because we didn't keep the commandments. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So that goes back into the cotton field. Let's bring it up today, though. Look at the unemployment. Twice as high among blacks. Black business scarce and in between. Read the next verse.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket.
That goes in your savings accounts. You know, the black man and Latin man spend the most, but own the least. You can go to any major economist and pull up them statistics. To the trillions of dollars, by the way.
And thy store.
And that what?
And thy store.
So that's what we talking about. Curse shall be your store. Because we know brothers with businesses, and we got brothers talking about, they Egyptologists, they do this, they do that. But brothers don't really go out and support their brothers whether they are Pan-Africanists, Israelites, we don't support one another. Why? Because we still hate our people. We sit on Facebook and talk big game and click some keys and think we're doing something.
YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
So that's where we are today. Keep reading. No, read for 44.
He shall lend to thee.
Because as we read in verse 17, it said, curse shall be your basket. So obviously, if we own the lease, how can we be the ones that's lending?
Right.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Because we don't have anything to lend. We are the number one consumers. We the cash cow of today, currently.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you bringing out is real heavy because you got to look at the first few scriptures that you brought out.
Right.
For one, that's showing you separation. The Most High is dealing with one particular people above all people. He made it clear right here. Secondly, we understand by reading that only one group of people got the laws and the agreement.
Right.
So now we understand why we in these conditions right here because of these curses right here.
Right, because that was a contract between us and the Most High.
And then it's telling you about the stranger that came out with them,
right,
showing you more separation. That they were supposed to be below us. When they came out of Egypt, they were servants. You're going to get that when you hit that next scripture.
Absolutely.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Right. So now let's get the law on that real quick, and then we'll run the video after that. Get that Leviticus 25, because this is what this is making reference to, because a lot of times people don't know what's in the Bible because they pick up the book and read from Matthew down the, which is, the New Testament only make about 30% of the Bible.
Right.
In totality. You're not starting at the last 30% of a movie and getting the gist of the movie. Go ahead and get that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you.
So that goes just for other nations. Anybody outside the nation of Israel is considered heathen. That's all that means. A person not of Israel.
Of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you.
Right, which now is above us very high because we didn't hold our end of the bargain.
Of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
Right.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you.
So that's how it was supposed to be set up. Read.
To inherit them for a possession.
Let's get this so we can show the separation.
They shall be your bondmen forever.
Right.
But over your brethren,
the
children of Israel,
which makes it clear who the brethren is,
ye shall not rule over one another with rigor.
Like you see today, you see brothers ruling over their own people with rigor. You got the taskmaster set up today, your Jesse Jacksons, Al Sharptons, and so forth.
That's heavy,
continue to keep the people down.
That's heavy because, you can tell we curse, man, because we're living in a community where it's like 95% we make it up. We don't own none of the stores.
Right.
Somebody could come from China. He could swim over here with a knapsack on his back and set up a business and thrive in your neighborhood.
Right, and roll straight out of Virginia after he shut his doors.
In a Benz.
All right, let's go ahead and roll this video, Misha Beauty Supply. Because we about that action up on here, man.
Make sure that you all come out and support these wonderful black-owned businesses that are investing in the community every day. We cannot afford to continue to invest in places like Misha. They have more than one location, and we're going to shut all of them down. We're no longer giving them our dollars. If we continue to unify, we can run our own neighborhoods, we can invest in our own communities, and we can own all of these businesses. It is possible. We can do it with the unification. That's why we say Black Power, stay united. God bless.
Peace and love, family. The purpose of the day is, we out here shutting down this sworn-on business in lieu of what happening in Charlotte with the foreign-owned business owner who choked out one of our sisters, kicked the sister and everything like that, him and his wife or some other female or whatever. So the thing is, black people need to be monolithic. We need to think and stop thinking individualistically. That happened in Charlotte. But it also happened in Chicago, if you ask me, because that sister in Charlotte is my sister here in Chicago.
You can't keep harming us and then tell us you're sorry. We don't want that.
We want black women and children protected. This 47th Street is becoming a black Wall Street.
We must respect our black dollar. We must have discipline. We should not be spending money with people who don't respect us. My name is Eric Russell. I'm the president of the Tree of Life Justice League of Illinois, police accountability advocate, spokesman for families that have been brutalized, murdered, and tortured by the Chicago police. Today, our foundation, we stand in solidarity with our dear sisters because they have a demand to be treated with a certain amount of dignity and respect. Although this is about economics, we should control our destiny by controlling the businesses in our community, and we should shop black.
My name is Arlene Wood.
So yeah, what he bringing out is something heavy. Even though we don't agree with the brother's doctrine, we agree with what they doing because that's what we need to do. You know, when you look at the Chinese man, he support his own folks.
Yeah,
he not,
definitely. Yeah, because like if you go to their supply houses, like if you ever been outside when they delivering, the delivery man is Oriental. Mm-hmm. The warehouse stockers is Oriental. They simply stick to their own people. They love their own people. We got such a hatred for ourselves, man. It's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
All right, get that in Exodus.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 38. And a mixed multitude went up also with them.
Start at 37.
Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Mm-hmm.
And a mixed multitude went up also with them.
That's the other nations that was with us.
And flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
Right, so let's go ahead. So that's showing you who that stranger is, just being identified in the scripture. We just wanted to hammer it home with that last scripture on that point. You want to add something on that also?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Right about that.
This is my favorite script right here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
That's letting you know that the world is upside down because we are the princes of the Most High God. Now, we subjected under the servants because we didn't hold our end of the bargain. We didn't keep the commandments. So we wonder why our community is in such disarray. When you're looking at the amount of money that flows through our community, out of our community, it's staggering. You know, even if we could redirect 10% of that, our neighborhoods wouldn't look like they look.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 9, verse 6. But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods,
which we do even till this day,
and worship them, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them.
So that's obviously happened because we no longer in Israel.
And this house, which I have hallowed for my name, I will cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people.
Right, which we see today. That's what we call African Americans, coons. They say if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book. I mean, that is true because most of our people don't read. That's why we in the state that we in.
And at this house, which is high, every one that passeth by it shall be astonished.
And that's what you see when they ride through our neighborhoods. It's like they come through neighborhoods like they visiting the zoo. They see brothers with pink hair, pants down to their ankles,
trash
or dragging
everywhere
behind them, trash all over the place. I mean, it's ridiculous. We seen a young brother today with his pants down to his knees.
Yeah, seen another brother today who had some light blue hair on top of his head. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's an astonishment.
You might want to flip your car when you see it.
And shall hiss, and they shall say, why hath the Lord done this unto the land and to this house?
Right, because I mean, that only the Most High God could do something like that. Because our people, we just ate up.
And they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their God.
They shall say what?
They forsook the Lord their God.
See, that's what the other nations know that we still have yet to figure out in masses of people today.
Who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt.
He did what?
Who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt.
So that's clearly talking about the Israelites.
And have taken hold upon other gods.
We do that today with Christianity and Islam.
And have worshipped them and served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil.
Right, and that's all kinds of evil.
I want to get one scripture real quick, just to hammer home. Amos 3:1. Let's get that real quick. just to make sure, just to show you that the Most High is only dealing with the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's it.
And it's obvious looking at the condition that we in.
Because he basically just went over a list of curses. Of course, he didn't get them all, but this is going to tell you. Go ahead, get it.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
He said what?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And that's why we at the bottom. That's what officers bringing out. We
That's
at the
crystal
bottom
clear.
because when you look at who the covenant is with, when Moses went into the wilderness, he was with the Israelites. They the only ones that's got the covenant. So we the only ones that's got the curses. That's why we went into slavery on ships and all the other bad things that happened in Deuteronomy 28 that we can read about.
Right, because if anybody else got it, they would have had to suffer the same fate that we have.
Exactly.
And nobody to this day can relate to our history. It's not going to happen. So where we at with that? Where we going? Deuteronomy? Yeah, let's get this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Because we didn't want to serve the Most High God, we are now subject to serve our enemies.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
For food. That's why we don't own. You don't see any black-owned major grocery store chains.
And in thirst.
For water, which is free. We don't own that.
And in nakedness.
That's clothing on our back.
And in want of all things.
Even something as basic as toilet paper, we don't produce in mass.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Until he have destroyed thee.
And look at that. The he is identifying the so-called white man. The yokes of iron was on our neck for stipulation of time, and they've taken them off. Thus, you see our communities. You see brothers with pink hair, blue hair, sisters looking like dudes wearing shirts that says, I'm that dude. And I mean, the stuff is just, you can't even make this madness up. Truth is stranger than fiction when it comes to the black man. Where you at?
Jeremiah.
Okay, bring that out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Because we didn't know America, and we over here serving our enemies because we've been discontinued, because we didn't want our heritage. If we want to be honest, we did a lot of foolish things when you read the history of the children of Israel, which we didn't want our heritage and the laws and the commandments that the Most High gave us. That's why we are here.
Still don't want them.
We still don't want them. We tell our people who they the Israel. We got books you can pull up on YouTube. Thousands of videos of other nationalities telling you who the children of Israel are. Our people still reject it.
We show people in the Bible you're not supposed to celebrate Christmas and Easter and all that. They reject it. They get mad, hostile.
Right.
I seen it all, man. They don't want to keep these commandments.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
So let's go ahead and get on that heritage, man.
Ciroc.
Yeah, get that Ciroc 1711.
Now we're gonna get the commercial. Get the commercial.
Get the Ciroc 1711 real quick.
You gonna get that?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get that. Then we'll run the commercial.
Okay.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
What's the heritage?
And the law of life.
The commandments.
For an heritage.
That's our heritage. That's what we getting back in these last days, keeping the commandments in the faith of Christ.
Get 12.
Yeah. Finish that off.
He made an everlasting covenant
Hold
with
up,
them. He made an everlasting covenant with them.
We'll put that in layman's terms, forever.
And showed them his judgments.
And showed them his judgments, which we see today. I mean, our communities, you hit Baltimore, you would think you was overseas in a third world country.
Yeah, it sure look like
And Detroit.
Yeah.
They look like, what do they call them cities? Them abandoned cities.
Yeah,
Because that's what they are.
Yeah. I was just up there last month, Detroit. Between that and Baltimore, I don't know which is worse.
Right. So let's go ahead and run this commercial, the mall commercial.
Welcome to JudahMac.com, a place where you can find safe, affordable products made by people you can trust. People like you. JudahMac.com is a place where you can find the latest and safest products made for you by your people. What separates JudahMac.com from everybody else is that we keep God's commandments. So if it's advertised right here, you know that it's safe to put in your body and safe to put in your spirit. No more poisonous products being pushed on us by fancy commercials and people that you can't relate to. These are products that you can trust. As high time we wake up and start supporting our business. JudahMac.com. We make it our business to push your business. Welcome to Judah Mac.
So y'all need to go there and support that brother. That brother, various businesses have fantastic products on there. There's no reason that you need to go shop anywhere else before you go support your own people. We do that a lot, man.
We do.
And we claim we about our people, but we don't never show that when it comes time to spend our money.
Write it down, JudahMac.com. Y'all
Right.
need to go there. Before y'all buy anything else,
Shirts
go there
especially.
first. Yeah, because you got some nice shirts, and a lot
Soaps.
of times I wear shirts. A lot of times people ask me questions about the shirts because they see what's on there. That's another way to introduce people into this truth.
And it's quality products as well.
Right.
It's not some garbage you just see. It's quality products. So support that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 135, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And gave their land for an heritage.
That's the other part of our heritage was our land, which we are no longer in.
An heritage unto Israel, his people.
What?
Read
that again.
An heritage unto Israel, his people.
His people. That's possessive. We up here just speaking of facts, biblical facts.
All right.
No, it's hard to digest.
So let's get to Psalms 83, because my brother brought out earlier that we were going to be sold to our enemies. And a lot of people, because of the way Christianity is taught, they don't understand that God has enemy and the Israelites have enemies, and it's listed in the Bible. We're about to get it.
Right. The Most High set it up this way too. So don't come complaining to us. This is what the scriptures say.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies. That's what God is saying. That's not what we're saying. A lot of people get mad because we bring this stuff out, but they got to understand it's in the Bible.
Right. The truth is always hard to accept. Just being honest, like the doctor come in and like, you got cancer. That's not something you just taking and rolling. It is what it is.
Go ahead with it.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Meaning they gotten prideful.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Who are the hidden ones? We don't know we the Israelites today. Our identity is hidden. What's the crafty counsel? Like things they do, like the welfare.
The business, the destruction of the business. Like you could be a foreign. If you come over here from, if you're a foreign citizen, you get a $500 to $1 million grant to set up a business in the black
true.
community. That's facts.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's why he was
liquor
saying
licenses and everything.
That's why he was saying, "Leah, you know how hard and long you got to wait to get a liquor license as a black man." That's why I said a guy can swim over here from China with a knapsack and some chopsticks and set up a business in 5 minutes in your community.
He can. Yeah,
it's not even a joke.
We look at the crafty counsel though, like what's that? Ronald Reagan. With
the war of drugs.
The war of drugs, where they was actually shipping in the drugs and then increasing the prison time for the brothers here.
And then your man Bill Clinton got in there, the so-called first black president, and increased the what's that, mandatory minimum?
Yeah, mandatory minimum.
And he was flying the stuff in Little Rock.
Yeah,
when he was the governor there.
Yeah, that's well known. It's well documented. You can look at the congressional tapes. They was flying the drugs into our communities. That's crafty counsel. Also the welfare system, the destruction of the family. You got to get the man out the house in order for the woman to get welfare. That's crafty counsel. Right. That's what we're reading about right here. People got to be able to put it together.
Butch black women today.
Yeah, with no man in the house.
Exactly.
The independent woman. All right, go ahead.
They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
So we've been cut off from being a nation. That's why we don't know our identity. You can't go to an employer and find Israelite on the application. It's not on there. It says the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Just like you watching the news, they may not agree on everything, but the one thing they agree on is keeping us at the bottom. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Say who?
Edom.
So Edom. Go ahead and get Genesis 36:1. Let's find out who Edom is, because they hide things in plain sight. Here,
right. We're going to break out their books.
Let's get that. Let's find out.
The book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Okay, so Esau is Edom, same thing. Now let's get Esau out of their book.
This is a book titled Classic Biblical Baby Names by Judith Tropia.
So she was a Rhodes Scholar too, by the way.
Okay,
this wasn't no dumb woman.
Esau, of interest. According to the commentaries on Hebrew scripture,
which is the Bible,
Esau is considered a significant character in world history and the forefather of the Roman Empire.
So he's a forefather of the whole Caucasian race. So they telling you right here in the Bible.
She just told you that's her forefathers.
And matter of fact, if you get the original 1611 Bible and look at the family tree, they removed that.
Right.
It shows you that the generation of Edom trickles all the way down through the Greeks and through the Romans.
Right. And then to tell you they started with the Dukes and all that, they break all that down.
That's why you got to get that original 1611. All right, go ahead. Go ahead and read that from the top again.
The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
That's your Arabs. They number one and number two in the hood. Your Arabs right there.
Right.
That's in the book too. Get that.
Yeah.
Let's get Ishmael. So they hide these little nuggets because they know Negroes don't read, man.
Man, look. They fill books with stuff we don't know, literally.
Ishmael of interest. Ishmael is considered the ancestor of the Arab people.
There you go. Right
No
there.
simple
It's
than that.
plain and simple.
Of Moab.
That's your
That's
Chinese.
number 3.
They in there.
They every carry out, every liquor store. The Arabs got every gas
Every
station.
laundry mat.
Yeah, every beauty supply store that y'all love.
And the Hagarenes.
All right.
Gabal and Ammon.
All right.
And Amalek.
Yeah. Fake Jew.
They own everything too.
Yeah, they own a lot of stuff too. The so-called Jew, the
financial
fake
sector.
man over there. The synagogue of Satan, according to Revelations 2 and 9. All right, that's it on that. Let's
Yeah,
go ahead.
let's
So
keep- let's
we
keep it
covered that.
moving.
Let's go ahead and
So we
get
got
this
the gist of that.
Deuteronomy 33. Because that's what we out here doing, exposing these lies. The scripture's going to make it clear.
Yeah, and that's why no pastor want to sit out there and go toe to toe with the scriptures.
Yeah, the one time they did when they invited Deacon down to that debate, they got their wigs spilled back.
Yeah, they had to pull that thing off their Facebook page.
Yeah, it was ugly.
That junk was bad.
The great debaters.
He was 16-0.
The great decapitators. That's all they went down.
All right, go ahead with it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord.
Hold on, what?
O people saved by the Lord.
So that's showing you everybody not going to be saved. We already know the kingdom
That's
of heaven
Luke
got 12 gates.
Chapter 1, verse 68 through 71, just in case you're writing it down.
Go ahead.
The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
Read that again, because that's heavy, man.
And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
Because when Christ come back, they're going back into captivity, according to Isaiah 14 and Revelations 13 and 9 and 10.
It says they're going to be found liars. That's why we're going to tread upon their high place. That's what's going on now with their colleges and universities. The scriptures is trampling all that garbage down.
All right, go ahead and run the video. Metro PCS, shut down.
Power, the ability to respond, the ability to protect and provide for, the ability to deliver a consequence. That's the only thing the black community needs to be concerned with. How y'all feel? How y'all feel? What kind of power y'all got? Black power! The ability to respond to the issues we face as a community and as a people, the ability to protect and provide for our elders and our women and our children, and the ability to deliver a consequence to our enemies. Nothing else matters. Power has to deliver a consequence. Black power! Race first! Race first! Black power! Black power! Race first! Race first! What y'all watching is black motherfucking power. This is how you empower a community. This is how you change the narrative. Like their residents, these people been disrespecting our people. And ain't no fucking way we should be accepting this bullshit. That's why we out here. We out here for y'all. We out here because we love our people. We out here because we give a damn. And y'all shouldn't allow anybody to disrespect the black woman and child and our elders. All of us need to be out here boycotting these motherfuckers. Talk about power, black power. The ability of the black community to deliver a consequence to their enemies. And the reason we got that power is because we unified. To the people. Black power! Black power! We ain't niggas! 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 We ain't niggas!
We right now, we can shut this motherfucking gas station down. Ain't nobody coming in this motherfucker, ain't nobody leaving. Period. Point blank, just like that. Why? Because they disrespected one of our black queens.
We're here today because, as most of you already know, 1 week ago, we delivered a consequence to this store because the owner, the foreign-owned business owner, had some brothers in the neighborhood. He paid them. One of the residents in this community just told us that he paid them $50 to stomp and beat on one of these our people out here who was just standing outside this building, just like we doing now.
How sick are you? Everything around you is owned and controlled by people who don't live with you, don't look like you, don't give a fuck about you.
The people in this community was coming and spending their money here, their hard-earned money at this location. They couldn't even get the common courtesy to be respected when they're outside doing their job.
You know who the fuck they are. We done forgot. We don't know who he is. But you ever gonna show up.
What's so powerful about what we did here is not only that we allowed this brother to come in and take over ownership of business in our community as it should be, but it also showed the residents in the community what type of power they have within themselves if they just come together and unite.
That's heavy right there,
It's
man.
real heavy. The method may be a little bit over the top, but I respect what they're trying to do.
At least the brothers is trying to do something.
Exactly.
They know stuff ain't right. You know, I don't agree with all the tactics and everything,
Nah.
but I admire the fact that brothers is taking a stand and at least taking some type of action. You know, and those are real men like you used to see back in the day. I don't know what happened to the black man today.
No, they sitting up in them churches. That's what happened to them. Became some effeminate sisters. Get that real quick.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
'Cause this is what the brother was going through right here.
Surely, oppression maketh a wise man mad.
And that was very easy to see. I mean, clearly the brother gets reports about what goes on in his community, and he goes and tries to make a difference. You know, he clearly see the frustration coming out of him.
Right.
Read.
And a gift destroyed the heart.
Because a lot of our people was like that at one point in time, but we received that gift. We received them Christian churches. We received them good jobs, the welfare, all that.
That's why I was on like 20 or 30 of them out there, because the rest of the people in the neighborhood destroyed. They got all that crime out there. You figure Negroes are being mass marching and protesting.
Right.
You know, they get all mad when a white cop shoot a brother, but you got 800 brothers shooting one another in Chicago. I haven't seen one Black Lives Matter
whatever they call it, movement march.
Right, in Chicago.
Yeah, but like I said, Section 8, welfare, affirmative action, all those things. Now the Negroes got his pension and all that. They ain't raising up nothing.
401k,
Yeah,
straight.
Welfare.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just saying now, like with my mom, I can't say nothing bad about that government, man. She don't want to hear how wicked it is. You're gonna see later on when we roll this next clip on what's going on with them brothers, you know, what the police did to them brothers up there for holding peaceful demonstrations.
Mm-hmm. The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
The Bible says never trust your enemies. That's plain and simple. This is right to the point.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
And he going to continue to get wicked. That's a sure thing. He going to get wicked, just like iron rust.
Yeah.
All right, so let's find out what's going on with the Israelites today.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 1. Then it was declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war, and had shut up the passages of the hill country, and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries.
So the Israelites is getting ready for war. And they scouting the Israelites, trying to find out what's their weaknesses. Go ahead.
Wherewith he was very angry, and called all the princes of Moab and the captains of Ammon.
So the Chinese and the Japanese, he got them together.
And all the governors of the sea coast. And he said unto them, Tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them or captain of their army.
So he was scouting them. So now let's jump on down to 17. Let's find out what they told him.
Verse 17.
And it's going to give you a correlation of what's going on with us today.
And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered.
That's what we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because the God that hateth iniquity.
The God that hateth sin, like they teach you in the Christian church, the law's done away with. You under grace. So
you just got a license to sin.
Yeah. So that means God hates you. Go ahead.
Because the God that hateth iniquity was
the God that hateth sin and sinners
was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, They were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
That pattern has been throughout the Bible up until today, until the point that we so destroyed, we don't know who we are today. Go ahead.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
And who's over there in Israel right now? The Amalek, the Khazar, the convert. They in our land right now. That's it right there, man. That's enough on that.
You can pick that up and read that history in the book entitled The 13th Tribe. You got to get the original cut, though, because that revised edition they took out.
Yeah, you got to get the original stuff because they changed up the book. So whenever y'all buy, always try to get the original.
And they threw the author out of a window, wasn't it?
Yeah, they threw him out the window.
Yeah, they got him out the way, too. He was a rabbi.
Was a rabbi.
Yeah, was.
All right, let's go ahead because we got to find out. Them brothers, we admire what they doing, but it's some things they missing, and we're going to get it right here, right now.
Like I said, we respect what the brothers is doing. Don't even get it twisted because them brothers, at least they out there providing solutions and action.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Why you got to meditate? Because you have to learn these laws. That's why you got to meditate, so you can apply them. Go ahead.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
The Bible is consistent. It always is talking about keeping the commandments. That's what the Bible talks about the whole time. Nowhere in the Bible where you see where you can not keep the commandments and prosper. That's not in the Bible.
They don't even tell you in the Bible not to keep the commandments. Like that.
At any point.
That's just that wise to do evil.
The Bible don't tell you that, but the church will tell you that.
Right. And it won't pull scripture one to justify it.
Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper.
You see that? So obviously, if you're not sinning, you're going to prosper. It's telling you right there. Go ahead.
But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy.
So you have to turn away from your sins to prosper. And that's, like I said, the brothers is doing an honorable thing, but they got to get back to keeping God's commandments because the Most High is going to fight for them. They're not going to have to get out there and fight them battles. And that's what, our people fail to understand. They want to fight at the voting booths. They want to fight with, all these different things. But what we got to do is get back to keeping the commandments.
That's right.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 2, verse 2. I go all the way of the earth. Be thou strong thereof, and show thyself a man.
So let's see what it takes to be a man, what God considers a man. Go ahead.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses.
All right, go on. Let's keep it moving. Go on to 1 Samuel.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
So all that talk and keyboard gangsters and all that stuff, God is about action. That's how you're going to get stuff done. You're not going to get stuff done just running your mouth. Action as far as supporting your businesses, your own businesses. Going out, hitting the streets, teaching your people, hand out flyers, whatever you can do. Even as far as on social media, just share a link. If you don't want to buy something from a business or you see something truth-wise, just share the link. It's something that simple is putting in a brick.
The book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
So once you justify before God, guess what? He's going to fight for you. But in order to be justified, we got to be keeping the laws.
Right. Let's continue on. Get Job 36 and 10. These are the things we must do in order to prosper in each way of life.
The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 10. He openeth also their ear to discipline.
So he opened our ears to discipline. Read on.
And commandeth that they return from their iniquity.
He commanded us that we return from our sin, whatever they may be. Read on.
If they obey and serve him.
So if we listen to him and serve the Most High God and his commandments, read.
They shall spend their days in prosperity.
The scriptures is very clear. We will spend our days in prosperity. So regardless of what type of action we may take, whether it's marching, we already did that. Being in politics, we did that.
Just got hot and sweaty.
Yeah. All
They
these
had,
different
they even
things.
had a black president there. What did he do for
Black
the hood?
president.
Doubled the unemployment.
Exactly. That
And
is
doubled
double
the murder rate in Chicago.
Right, and expanded welfare collections.
Right. We did the Black Panther way, you know, assaulting people. That
was
didn't work.
destroyed.
The peaceful way didn't work with MLK. We did everything but keep God's commandments.
Right, because you ain't never seen a Negro stop eating a pork chop sandwich.
Read on.
And their years in pleasures. But if they obey not,
but if we don't listen to the Most High, read,
they shall perish by the sword.
we shall die by the sword. And we see that today. We see that today. And we're going to see it in this video coming up. Read on.
And they shall die without knowledge.
And we're going to die without knowledge, knowing that if we just keep God's laws, we will live our days in prosperity. Let's run this video real quick.
Video. See what happened with the brothers.
What's going on, everybody? This next story is New Era Chicago. Now, New Era Chicago is an organization. They have a hood-to-hood program, which is where they go into the communities, any very bad neighborhood. They clean up the community. They preach a message of love and unity to the young brothers and sisters in that community. They also feed the people in Chicago with their Rakia's Ride, which is a program that they do. Peaceful organization. Now, I followed them all last year. And the work they do in the community is amazing. Now, you think with being a peaceful group that teaches love and unity, that the police would treat them with love and unity. Absolutely not. I'm going to show you guys a video. And when I was following New Era, the police are petrified. I was telling organizers who protest, the police don't fear that. When you teach a message of please give me, the police don't fear that. They fear black unity. Now, it's not a matter of black and white. Black people have a lot of issues to where we have to unite together. And New Era Chicago goes into these communities teaching a message of love and unity as they're cleaning up the community and patrolling their own neighborhoods is what black people need to do. They need to get out there and patrol their own neighborhoods. And that's what they do in their hood-to-hood program. I want to show y'all what the police do to them, peaceful demonstrators, not doing anything wrong. Here's what happened to them. Take a look.
The police whooping their ass, G. The police whooping their ass. It's a riot, folks. It's a motherfucking riot. G, they just whooped that girl ass, folks. They whooped their ass. They can't touch y'all. They can't touch y'all. Y'all ain't doing nothing. We just record. We just record. They just whoop their ass, bro. On my life, they just beat their ass. Y'all see, everybody got their phones up. I ain't with them, bro. I ain't with them. Alright. What the fuck? Oh, he trying to tase me. Oh, shit. On my life, he just trying to tase me. I got everything on camera, G. We ain't even doing shit. I don't even know what the fuck going on. Look at him.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. They chasing everybody for doing something peaceful.
Bro,
they wasn't even on the street, on the sidewalk. On the sidewalk.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just got out my car. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm gonna make sure, bro.
So they whooping AG out. I ain't get everything with AMG. They fucking them up for nothing, bro. They fighting for their rights.
Now, New Era Chicago goes in the community preaching love. The police, let me tell you something. 8 people were murdered the day before. Do you think the police, as a taxpayer, you should be furious right now? I was over in South Shore filming. Do you think the police would be over there trying to find the killer of 8 people? No. You know where your tax dollars are going? Do you know where the police put their resources the next day after 8 people murdered? On peaceful demonstrators. That's right. You want to know where the police are at Saturday morning after 8 people.
There's a lot of stuff in that video, but a lot of things he hit on that was key was the police are not scared of those type of protests, honestly, as you can see. They scared of unification, but it's the proper unification that really terrorizes this society. We've been unified under different movements already as a people, but they have not worked. The same outcome always happened. A bunch of affliction and murder. We are unified under the Nation of Islam. When that was at its height, we unified under Malcolm X.
They killed Malcolm X.
MLK, got him out the way. Black Panthers.
Killed all them.
We unified when we march. We unified when we do all these different protests. All these different things we unify on, but we don't unify under the Bible. The proper teachings of the Bible. And that's why we don't prosper. Exactly. I'm going to tell you straight, that's why we do not prosper.
We just read it.
Matter of fact, get that real quick back in Job, the last precept. I think it was verse 12. We got to come out of these things, honestly. We got to go back to the scriptures, to where the Most High fights for us. We got to stop doing things on our own will.
The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 12. Mm-hmm. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword.
So when we don't obey the Most High's commandments and do with His will, we perish by the sword. And whether that be death or just heavy affliction like we see in the video, it always perishes, meaning what? It don't hold no weight because it's not founded on the scriptures.
Yeah, like I said, we don't blame the brothers because the brothers don't understand that we under a curse. They just see oppression, so they fight. They don't understand.
They're doing their best.
They doing their best. They don't understand that we got to come back to keeping the commandments, and God will actually fight for us. So that's the key, and that's why we out here sending this message out here so these brothers can wake up and understand. Hey, we can't fight these people. We got to get back to keeping God's commandments.
Right, and them brothers, like I said, we respect that they taking action, but the reason that what he bringing out is key because all those things are necessary to happen in the order that they did, so we can see that we've tried these things and failed, and this is the reason why.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. Mm-hmm. For I think that God hath set forth us, the apostles, last.
He did what?
Mm-hmm.
Set forth us, the apostles, last.
So this is the last thing that's going to come out the earth here in these last days. We didn't try everything but keeping the commandments.
Get Deuteronomy 20:4 real quick. It's real quick. Mm-hmm. When we learn where our power come from, man, it just opens your mind up to a whole new thing.
Then you know you're going to have to jump to that 2 Corinthians 10:2. You get that.
Make sure we get the commercial.
Yeah,
the book of Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 4. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you.
So when we go out especially when we go out on the Sabbath day to teach this truth, the Most High God goes out with us. Read on.
Mm-hmm.
To fight for you.
He does what?
To fight for you.
That's why we're not scared. We don't have that spirit of fear when we out there. We don't fear the police when they pull up. Matter of fact, they be on our side according to Romans 13 because we're not doing nothing wrong. You understand? Read on.
To fight for you against your enemies.
Against who?
Against your enemies.
Whether that be of our own people or
primarily.
Or of the heathen nations.
Yeah.
To save you.
To save us. So we don't have to worry about these type of things when this goes on, when he's backing us.
2 Corinthians
10:2.
Yeah. But yeah. So this is the reason why we don't go out there, like I said. You know, you got a lot of brothers talking about the revolution ain't going to be televised, picking up guns and all this other stuff. Like, he just hit one button. And he just turn off your water and you finish.
He cut off your electric, you finish.
Get that.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right, like you see this typical warfare, this carnal warfare. Read.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right.
But mighty.
But
mighty through God.
The Bible.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
All these lies, this whole system is going to be torn down by us reading the word of God.
Right. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
There we go.
Get Revelations 18:3 and we're going to run this commercial.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 3.
18 verse 4.
18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
Our people in particular only need to come. We need to come out of these typical ways of trying to fight the system. We need to be backed by the Most High in the scriptures. That's the only way out of this oppression.
And our typical coon mannerisms.
Exactly. Read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
We can't partake in all the garbage that society pushes out here, our precious push, whether that be marching, whether that be voting. We're not voting our way out of this oppression. Read on.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
Read. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's run this commercial.
Real beauty.
Real beauty commercial.
Y'all
Support
make
our
sure
people,
y'all
man.
She
write
got
down
some
this
vicious
thing.
products too.
So all praises.
That sister got some good products, man.
Yeah, I use them. That's all I use. So y'all make sure y'all support. That's where y'all got to be.
Right. We can't just be on Facebook saying, "Man, we gotta support our people. Let me go to this Chinese store." You understand what I'm saying? We gotta be about what we say.
I ain't got no comment on that.
Get Amos 3:3.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So can two people walk together unless they be agreed? The answer is obviously no. A Christian and a brother that practices Islam cannot walk together. They don't agree. An Israelite who keeps God's commandment and a Christian or Islamic brother or sister cannot walk together because we do not agree. So we have to all get on one accord and unify within the Bible with its true meaning. That's the only way we getting out of the oppression that we in. Get Philippians 2:2.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye may be like-minded.
That we may be what?
Like-minded.
That we may be like-minded. Read.
Having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
Being of one accord on one mind, having that same love for your brethren, supporting their businesses, especially when they're making quality products. You understand what I'm saying?
Being on one accord with Christ and the Most High God.
There you go. 2 Corinthians 6:14.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14.
Let's go.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Read.
For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?
What fellowship does righteousness have with unrighteousness? That's an obvious answer. None. Read on.
And what communion hath light with darkness?
Read.
And what concord hath Christ with Belial?
The devil. Read on.
Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel?
Come on, man.
And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols?
Which is you.
For ye are the temple of the living God.
There you go.
As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
So when the opportunity presents itself, we got to unyoke with all the heathens' stores. We got to unyoke with their products. Support our own people. We got to support our own people.
And their customs.
And our customs. Get Zephaniah 2:1 real quick.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Because he mentioned unifying. Read.
Gather yourselves together.
We got to gather ourselves together. Read on.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Because we're undesirables in society's eyes. Read on.
Before the decree bring faith.
Is that it?
Yes, it.
All right. Let's run. Matter of fact, let's run this music video to end it off.
Yeah,
y'all cool with that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool with that.
Run this.
All right,
Shalom,
with that,
y'all.
we say
Most High
shalom.
Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless, fam.
Being born again, breaking away, renewed standard beauty. What's your definition? Good hair. The lighter, the brighter, the better. Is it to survive, to keep your job, to keep your man? But it's your wool. Beautiful. 9 billion to keep you fooled. Sodium hydroxide to burn it through. Killing your roots.
Black girl magic, curly girl swing into habit. Clean women, best looking things on the planet. Good God, your hair is woolly, made by the author of beauty. Your hair is the best hair in the universe. Nothing about it is regular, damn. Tell your haters to step aside. Natural woolly is on the rise. We don't hate our hair, we love it to life, and we just wanna say goodbye to. We say it bye bye to the relaxing industry. No more hollow fishes, just be happy. We coming back to our true self. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am Hebrew. The passion of this world is passing away, but your dark skin will always remain. Hair like wool, skin like brass, like it's burning in a furnace, and it's even deeper than the surface. We can understand why you get nervous, but to hide it would be a disservice. Your hair reaches the sky on purpose. We say it pop out to the relaxing industry. I'm a hollow fish, you just be happy. We coming back to our true self, yeah. Never blind, yeah. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am looking like the Hebrew I know I am. I am Hebrew. Black girl magic, curly girl swing into habit. Clean women, best looking things on the planet. Black girl magic, curly girl swing into habit. Clean women, best looking things on the planet.
Who said Most High's hair is no good? Who said his hair needs relaxing, texturizing, blonding? Praise, name, and honor is due. The best above all, thus saith the Lord. Take pride like foremother Judith, King Solomon, Christ the King, Most High God of Israel. Natural woolly people, shine. Image is everything. Shine. Holy and peculiar people, shine. Natural and woolly people, shine. Daniel 7 verse 9.